Hi everyone. I'm Bubbles from Susan's family. Today I'd like to introduce you a Floral Prosperity Storage Box, Sunflower version. This storage box consists of the box bottom, the box body, and the box lid. The box bottom is pre-made. The box body is crocheted around the box bottom. After completing the box body, we will crochet the box lid. First, we crochet the box body in rounds along the box bottom. The stitch techniques used include single crochet, double crochets and DC 5-in-1. Now, let's show. For your better understanding. Here I use yarn in other colors for demonstration. For specific yarn, color schemes and hook sizes, please refer to the detail page of our product and the paper instructions. Take out the box bottom. Before working, make sure to peel off all the films on the box bottom. Also, peel off the film on the other side. I will not do it here. After completion, start crocheting the first round of the box body. Join yarn in any hole. Make one turning chain. Then, crochet 3 single crochets into the joining hole. Weave in the ends. After finishing, crochet 3 single crochets into the adjacent hole. Continue crocheting 3 single crochets into each hole. Work this round completely. After finishing, slip stitch to the first single crochet. Pull tight. That's how you complete the first round. Check that the clearer texture side is the right side. The other side is the wrong side. Always keep the right side facing you while crocheting. Now let's move on to the second round. Chain 1 is turning chain. Then, continue along the stitches from the previous round. Work single crochets evenly into each stitch. Work this round completely. After finishing, slip stitch to the first single crochet as well. Pull tight. That's how you complete the second round. Since the next round requires a color change, secure the yarn tail here, enlarge the loop. Pass the working yarn ball, or fabric through the loop. Tighten it. Leave the yarn tail for now. Call this color the main color yarn. Now let's work on the third round. Join the yarn first. Take out the corresponding color yarn. Use it as the contrasting color yarn. Join the yarn in the same stitch, where the previous round ended with a slip stitch. Make one turning chain. Work 1 single crochet first. Then skip 2 stitches. Work DC 5 in 1, that is, work 5 double crochets in the same stitch. After completing them, skip another 2 stitches, work 1 single crochet. Continue using this method. Complete the entire round. Once finished, join with a slip stitch to the first single crochet. Tighten the yarn. This completes the third round. Leave a yarn tail and fasten off. Hide the yarn tails on the wrong side. Now let's work on the fourth round. In the first stitch of the previous round, pull color 1 through. Work 3 chains as turning chain. Then work 2 more chains. Next, in the middle stitch of the group of 5 double crochets from the previous round, work a single crochet. Then work 2 chains. Next, work a double crochet in the single crochet from the previous round. This round alternates between single crochets and double crochets in the corresponding positions, with 2 chains in between. Continue until you complete this round. After finishing, slip stitch into the top 2 strands of yarn of the third chain of the turning chain. Pull tight. That's how you complete the fourth round. Secure the yarn tail. Now let's move on to the fifth round. Take the corresponding color yarn. Join the yarn in the same stitch as the previous slip stitch. Make 3 chains as the turning chain. Work 4 more double crochets in the same position. Then work a single crochet in the adjacent single crochet. Work 5 double crochets on the left side double crochet. Continue to refer to the pattern. Work this round completely. Finish with a slip stitch into the turning chain. Pull tight. Leave a bit of tail and fasten off yarn, then weave in the ends. That's how you complete the 5th round. You can notice that the 5 double crochets are staggered from the previous 5 double crochets. Now everyone follow the chart, and keep going all the way to round 12. While crocheting, pay attention to switching colors. Note that after completing round 12, there's no need to weave in the yarn tail. Next, we'll crochet round 13. Here, I'll demonstrate with a swatch. Please follow the actual project in your hands. Continue crocheting from the end of round 12. Make 1 turning chain. First, work 1 single crochet into the previous round's turning chain. Then, work 2 single crochets into the chain space. Work 1 single crochet into the adjacent single crochet. Continue working single crochets into the stitches and chain spaces. Work this round completely. Join with a slip stitch when finished. That's how you complete round 13. Next, we'll crochet round 14. Start with 1 turning chain. For this round, pick the back loops only for crocheting. Take a look. Each stitch has 2 strands like this. The strand closer to you is the front loop. The strand farther from you is the back loop. First, pick the back loop of the first stitch, and work a single crochet. For the adjacent stitch, also pick the back loop and work a single crochet. When you encounter a stitch key with a single strand below, it means you should crochet into the half loop only. Please refer to the chart for details. Continue repeating this process. Work this round completely. Once done, round 14 is completed. Let's move on to crocheting round 15. Make 1 turning chain. Work 16 single crochets first. Next, work a single crochet decrease. Pick the back loops of the next 2 adjacent stitches. Work an incomplete single crochet in each of them. Then yarn over and draw through all the loops on the hook. That completes 1 single crochet decrease. Continue repeating this process. Refer to the chart. Work this round completely. After finishing, round 15 will be completed. Next, everyone continue to refer to the chart. Complete the remaining rounds of the box body. After completing round 16, leave a tail and fasten off the yarn. Then refer to the chart. Cut out a grid plate that matches the corresponding width and length. Wrap the grid plate into a circle. Place it inside the box body and compare. The grid plate should overlap by 5-6 grids. If the grid plate is too long, trim according to the actual situation. After confirming the grid plate, cut about 40 centimeters of yarn in any color. Insert into a yarn needle, tie a knot at one end. Then sew along the overlapped circle. After sewing, tie off. Tie a few more knots to secure. After completing, place it inside the box body. Then rejoin the yarn. Crochet the remaining rounds of the box body. After finishing the box body, fold the excess fabric piece into the inside of the box body. This completes the box body. Next, let's learn how to crochet the box lid. It consists of the main piece, flowers, and the cover brim. Let's start by learning how to crochet the main piece. Start with the magic ring. Crochet in rounds counterclockwise from the starting ring. The new stitch techniques include single crochet increase, DC5 tog, and CH3SL picket. Now, let's show. Begin with a magic ring. Next, crochet the first round. Work 1 chain to begin. Crochet 6 single crochets into the large space of the magic ring. After crocheting, tighten the ring. Then join with a slip stitch to the first single crochet. Pull tight. That completes the first round. Now let's move on to the second round. Work 1 chain to begin. Start with a single crochet increase, that is, make 2 single crochets in the same stitch. Weave in the yarn tail. Continue to make single crochet increases in each stitch. Work this round completely. Join with a slip stitch when finished. Tighten. That completes the second round. Now let's work on the third round. Chain 1 to begin. Start with a single crochet. Then work a single crochet increase. Repeat this process. Work this round completely. Finish with a slip stitch. Pull tight. That completes the third round. Next, everyone refer to the chart. Continue all the way down to round 6. Note, starting from the 4th round, you will be crocheting into the back loop only. Now let's move on to the 7th round. Pick up where the previous yarn tail left off. Chain 3 to start. Remember, for this round, you will also be crocheting into the back loop only. First, work 4 double crochets in sequence. After finishing, make a chain stitch, then skip 1 stitch. Next, work 5 double crochets. After finishing, make a chain stitch. Continue repeating this process. Work this round completely. After finishing, join with a slip stitch to the turning chain. Tighten the yarn. This completes the 7th round. It's normal for the fabric piece to curl after crocheting. Next, we'll work on the 8th round. Here, I'll demonstrate using a swatch. Chain 3 to start. Then work 4 incomplete double crochets in sequence. Let's begin with the first one. Yarn over. Insert the hook. Draw the yarn through. Then yarn over again. Pull through the first 2 loops on your hook. 1 incomplete double crochet is now done. Continue and make 3 more. Finally, yarn over and pull through all loops on your hook. Treat the completed stitches as a special DC 5-in-1. Chain 3. In the next chain space from the previous round, work 1 double crochet. Chain 3 again. Then work 5 double crochets into the same stitch. Start with 5 incomplete double crochets. Yarn over and pull through all loops on your hook. This completes the DC 5-in-1. Continue using the same method. Work this round completely. After completing, join with a slip stitch to the special DC 5-in-1 at the beginning. Pull tight. This completes the 8th round. It's normal for the fabric piece to curl after this round is finished. You can gently stretch it slightly. Next, we will work on the 9th round. Start by working a slip stitch in the adjacent chain space for transition. This slip stitch key is an oval shape, meaning it should not be pulled tight. Then make 3 chains as the turning chain. Next, work double crochets along the chain spaces and stitches. Work this round completely. Skip the section of DC 5-in-1. After finishing, join with a slip stitch. Tighten. This completes the 9th round. Now let's move on to the 10th round. Make 1 chain as the turning chain. Then work on the adjacent double crochet. Work 1 single crochet. Then make 5 chains. Skip 2 stitches, then work 1 single crochet. Continue in this manner. Work this round completely. After finishing the last 5 chains, join with a slip stitch to the starting single crochet. Pull tight. This completes the 10th round. Next, everyone refer to the chart. Make sure to also finish the 11th round. Pay attention, start with a slip stitch transition. Now let's work on the 12th round. Make a chain 1 as turning chain, then work 1 single crochet in the next chain space. Next, work 4 double crochets in the adjacent chain space first. Then make a CH3SL picket. Start with 3 chains. Then pick up the strand above and the strand below the stitch. Work a slip stitch. This completes the CH3SL picket. Continue working 4 double crochets in the same chain space. After completing, work 1 single crochet in the next chain space. Keep repeating this process. Work all the way around to finish this round. Once finished, join with a slip stitch to the first single crochet. Leave a yarn tail, fasten off, and weave in the ends. This completes the 12th round. It's normal for the fabric piece to curl after completion. The main piece is now crocheted. Next, on the 5th round, crochet chain spaces. Here, I'll demonstrate with a swatch. Pick up any remaining half stitch, and join the yarn. Then, work 3 chains. Skip 2 stitches. Work 1 slip stitch. Chain 3 again. Skip 2 stitches and work 1 slip stitch. Continue with this method. Work this round completely. After finishing, join with a slip stitch at the joining position. There should be 10 chain spaces in total when finished. Leave a yarn tail, fasten off, and weave in the end. Also weave in the other yarn tail. That's how you finish the main piece. Next, let's learn how to crochet the flower. It consists of the flower core, fruit, petals, and receptacle. Crochet the flower core and fruit first, then the petals. Finally, crochet the receptacle and sew it together. First, let's learn how to crochet the fruit. Now, let's show. Take the corresponding color yarn. Start from the 3rd round. Join the yarn in any half stitch that remains unworked. Then work 3 chains. Crochet 1 slip stitch in the adjacent stitch. Work 3 more chains. Crochet 1 slip stitch in the next stitch. Continue repeating this process. Work all the way down along the third round. After completing it, crochet 4 chains lastly. Then, in the fourth round, crochet 1 slip stitch in the adjacent stitch. Next, crochet slip stitches in each stitch, with 4 chains between them. Work all the way down along the fourth round. After finishing, at the starting place of the fourth round, crochet 1 more slip stitch to join. Leave a yarn tail, fasten off, and weave in the end. This completes the fruit. Next, let's learn how to crochet the flower core. Join the yarn at the remaining half stitch of the fifth round. This is the round where you crochet chains. Start by joining the yarn in any stitch. Place the chain at the back. Make 1 turning chain. Crochet 1 single crochet in the same position where you joined the yarn. Crochet 4 chains. Then work along the second to last chain. Crochet 3 single crochets in sequence. Next, crochet 1 single crochet in each of the next 2 adjacent stitches. You can insert the hook in the same position as the slip stitch to crochet here. Then crochet 4 more chains. Work along the second to last stitch and crochet single crochets. After finishing, crochet 1 single crochet in each of the next 2 adjacent stitches. Continue with this method. Work this round completely. When you encounter a slip stitch position, you can insert the hook in the same spot as the slip stitch to crochet. After finishing, join with the first single crochet using a slip stitch. Pull tight. Leave a yarn tail, fasten off, and weave in the ends. After completing the flower core, there will be a total of 15. That concludes the flower core. Next, let's learn how to crochet the petals. There are a total of 2 layers. The crocheting method for each layer is almost the same. The only difference is the number of petals. All petals are crocheted using the Tunisian crochet. Next, I'll use the top first layer as an example. Let me demonstrate the crocheting method. First, crochet in the chain stitch from the 5th round. Join the yarn in any chain space. Then, make 7 chain stitches. Next, we will crochet the vertical line stitch. Here it refers to the forward pass stitch. Let's take a look. On the back of the chain stitch, there are horizontal lines like these. This is the back ridge of the chain stitch. Insert first into the back ridge of the first chain stitch. Draw the yarn through. This is the first forward pass stitch. Then, in the adjacent back ridge, draw the yarn through. This is the second forward pass stitch. Continue crocheting along the chain stitches. After completing, in the same chain space, where you join the yarn, crochet 1 more forward pass stitch. Now on the hook, not counting the first loop, there are a total of 8 loops. This means 8 stitches. Next, we'll crochet the return pass stitches. These are the ones that look like waves. Yarn over. Then draw through the first 2 loops on the hook. Repeat this 8 times. After completing the return pass stitches, you're done. That completes the first step of forward and return pass stitches. Now let's move on to the second step. Start by crocheting 3 chains. Then make 1 slip stitch in the back ridge of the second last chain from the hook. Next, crochet 1 forward pass stitch in the adjacent chain. Then follow the back ridge of the return pass stitches from the previous row, and crochet 7 forward pass stitches. Once done, proceed with the return pass stitches. That completes the second step. Now let's move on to the third step. Start by crocheting 1 chain. Then skip 3 stitches. Next, pick up the back ridge formed by the second step's return pass stitches. And crochet 6 forward pass stitches. Then pick up the first forward pass stitch from the first step. Finally, pick up the chain space to work a forward pass stitch. After completing, proceed with the return pass stitches. That completes the third step. Now let's move on to the fourth step. First, skip 1 stitch. Crochet 6 single crochets. Next, make 1 slip stitch in this chain space. That completes 1 petal. Then, make a slip stitch in the adjacent chain space. Now crochet the second petal. The method of working is identical to the first petal. After finishing, the second petal is completed. Continue with this method to complete the layer of petals. Once done, make a slip stitch in the starting chain space to join. Leave a yarn tail, fasten off, and weave in the ends. That completes the first layer of petals. Next, we'll crochet the second layer of petals. Take the corresponding color yarn. Join the yarn at the remaining half stitch of the 6th round. Pay attention. The 2 layers of petals need to be staggered from each other. You can join the yarn roughly in the middle behind the previous one petal. Crochet 8 chain stitches. Work forward past stitches next. For the last stitch, crochet into the adjacent stitch. Once done, work return past stitches. Now proceed to crochet the second step. The crocheting method is almost identical to the previous layer. Refer to the chart and crochet accordingly. After completing, move on to crochet the third step. For the last stitch, crochet into the adjacent stitch. Once completed, start the return past stitches. Then proceed to crochet the fourth step. Skip 1 stitch. Crochet 8 single crochets in sequence. Finally, make a slip stitch in this stitch. This completes one petal. Next, we will crochet the second petal. Make a slip stitch in the adjacent stitch. Then follow the same method used for the first petal. To crochet this petal, after completing it, next, use the same method to finish all the petals in this layer. Once done, make a slip stitch join at the starting position. Finally, leave a tail of about 50 centimeters and cut the yarn. This completes the second layer of petals. That concludes the petals. Next, let's learn how to crochet the receptacle. The crocheting method is almost identical to the main part. However, there's no need to pick up half stitches here. After completing the first 6 rounds, you need to crochet one more round with even stitches. That means 1 single crochet in each stitch. Once done, leave a tail of about 50 centimeters. Next, you can complete it on your own. This concludes the receptacle. Then, use the yarn tail reserved from the receptacle. Sew it together with the 6th round of the main part. Thread the reserved yarn tail into a sewing needle. I'll demonstrate using a small sample here. Pick up the remaining half stitches to sew them together. Note, you will all have the remaining half stitches in practice. When you're sewing and there's still a little opening left, stuff in an appropriate amount of scrap yarn for filling. Then sew up the remaining part. After sewing, transition the yarn tail to roughly the middle position of the receptacle. Leave it for now. This way, the receptacle and the main part are sewn together. Set it aside for later use. Next, let's sew the petals. Sew the last layer of petals to the 5th round from the end of the main piece. Sew the 2nd layer of petals to the last layer of petals. Now, let's sew. Thread the reserved yarn tail into a sewing needle. Here, I'll demonstrate the method using a sample. In practice, there is no cover brim part. Pick up the loops on the backside of the petals and sew them to the 5th round from the end of the main piece. Transition the yarn tail to approximately the middle of the petal. When sewing here, it doesn't need to be too tight. You can secure each petal with one stitch. Alternatively, you can also sew according to your own preference. After one petal is sewn, transition the yarn tail to the next petal. Next, everyone follows this method to sew the remaining petals. After sewing, tie off and weave in the ends. That concludes the explanation of how to sew the last layer of petals. Next, let's sew the first layer of petals around the middle of the petal. Sew it underneath between 2 petals of the 2nd layer. Also sew by picking up the surface loops, or sew according to your preference. Next, please complete it on your own. That concludes the explanation of how to sew the petals. Next, sew the flower onto the acrylic board. Take out another piece of acrylic board. Then heat up the awl. Pay attention, don't make it too hot. Poke 2 holes in the middle. You can mark the spots first, and then poke the holes. Here, I've already poked the holes in advance. The holes should be big enough pass through the sewing needle. From here, you can complete it on your own. Then sew the fabric piece onto the acrylic board. Thread the reserved yarn tail from the receptacle into the sewing needle. Pay attention to sew it centered. Make sure not to sew it crooked. Finally, glue a water drop bead onto any part of the petals. Apply glue on the flat side of the water drop bead and stick it on. That concludes everything about making the flower. Next, let's learn how to crochet the cover brim. It's also crocheted along the edge of the acrylic board. While crocheting, you need to join it to the main piece. Now, let's show. Take out the acrylic board that you just sewed the fabric piece onto. Let's start with the first round. In any picket stitch on the fabric piece, join the yarn in the third chain space to the right. First, crochet 3 single crochets in each of these 3 chain spaces. After completing them, in the adjacent chain space, crochet 2 single crochets first. Then, when crocheting the third single crochet, you need to insert the hook into the chain space of the picket stitch on the fabric piece. And crochet them together. After completing, in the next 3 adjacent chain spaces, crochet 3 single crochets in each of them. Then, for the following adjacent chain spaces, continue crocheting using the same method, and secure the picket stitches of the fabric piece. Next, continue with this method, and complete the entire round. After finishing, join with a slip stitch to the first single crochet. Tighten the yarn. That's it, the first round is now complete. Next, refer to the chart and crochet the second and third rounds. Then we'll move on to the fourth round. Leave the yarn tail from the third round unattended for now. Pick up any half stitch from the first round and join the yarn. Make 1 turning chain. Start with 1 single crochet. Then work a picket stitch. Similarly, pick up 1 strand above and 1 strand below here. Crochet a slip stitch. Then chain 6. Skip the next 5 stitches. Work 1 single crochet. Work 1 picket stitch. Chain 6 again. Continue in this way. Complete the entire round. Join with the first single crochet using a slip stitch. Pull tight. Leave a yarn tail, fasten off, and weave in the end. This completes the 4th round. Now let's move on to the 5th round. Pick up where the previous yarn tail left off. Make 1 turning chain, then work along the stitches of the previous round. When you reach the approximate middle of the chain from the 4th round, wrap and crochet around it at the same time. The position for the single crochet here is not fixed. Just secure it at the approximate location. Continue with this method. Work this round completely. Finish with a slip stitch. This completes the 5th round. Secure the yarn tail. Next, everyone continue to refer to the chart. Complete the remaining rounds. The crochet technique for the following part is almost identical to the body of the box. When you reach the decrease round, follow the pattern on the chart to decrease stitches. After completing all rounds, leave a yarn tail about 3 times the length of the last round. Once finished, cut the grid plate to the corresponding width and length. Circle and sew by overlapping 5-6 grids in the same way. Then place it inside the cover brim. Fold the excess part of the cover brim inward. Finally, use the reserved yarn tail. To sew it with the 5th round. Sew this round completely. After sewing, tie off and weave in the ends neatly. This completes the cover brim. The entire box lid is now finished. Up to this point, the whole storage box is complete. If you have any questions during the process, don't hesitate to reach us via our website. Susan's Family, supporting your handwork experience, sharing the joy of life. Thank you all for watching. See you in the next episode.